And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Can you guys remind me of where we were last time we played? Like, you guys had just found the like,
sword
yeah, that was it.
card.
Nice.
And I was upset I didn't keep it.
Well, technically, it's still in your possession. Do you mean?
Yeah, but I kind of wanted the sword itself, though.
Yeah.
Just gonna grab the headphones, guys.
So there was I can't remember the sword back. I remember the birds, and I can remember the big statue, and we tried to kill some birds.
Yeah, we tried to fuck them up, and we probably shouldn't have done that because then they got angry. But we got the sword, and then we sort of ended it there. I think.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just bringing up my notes.
Milk Steak was with us the whole time, right? It was just hanging around.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Taking on a more passive vibe. Cool. So you've just found the sword, and I think that appeared at the foot of the giant raven statue in the middle of this sort of frozen valley. And I think, did you absorb the card into the sword into the card
Sword
at that
into
point?
the card. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's where we're at. You've just sort of, I think when you place the feather or something on the altar, you also got like blasted with cold energy as a kind of like begrudging activation of the of the appearance of the item.
Do we need to catch Arunas up on where we're at? What we're doing?
Yeah, I'll say at this point, Milksteak comes out of his reverie and starts paying more active attention rather than just sort of trudging around with you guys.
Yeah, because we kind of we got more like new cards, more cards to sort of go and get stuff for, and we got into a new portal, and we were in this icy place, like a cold snowy place, and we found some like weird altar stuff and all that, like it's all abandoned, but there were birds, and we started killing the birds, and we probably shouldn't have done that, and got really angry and whatnot. But in the end, the sword presented itself. I can't remember. We did something right though. What was it that we did right?
You took one of the feathers, I think, and you put it on the altar.
Oh, that's it. Because we put them to sleep. We fucked them up, ruffled them up a bit, and then took a feather. Yeah, that's right. Took a feather on the altar, and then the sword appeared, which was one of the card thingies, and that's where we're at now.
Nice. And I've been just around,
Yeah, you've been sort of walking around with them passively.
Ooh, something that, like the first thing that happened, because we were back at that the many things incorporated headquarters thing, and we just wrapped up where we left off from the time before, and those weird blob monster things that we fought in the just sort of when we did our audition for the many things.
And you trapped it in a pit.
Oh, yeah, with that pit.
Yeah, so like 3 more of them just appeared in that big like waiting room that we're in, and they were quite tricky. But like those Jesse and Zane and those dudes, those weird guys, they're badass. They just fucked them up
really
like proper. Yeah, just like spells and shit. So that was the first thing that happened that you missed. So FYI, don't fuck with them because they seem passive, because they're not.
Yeah, they seem pretty nasty. Well, friendly but bad.
But they don't have a cloak of many things. So
I mean, they might have many of those because if you don't know.
What the hell?
Yes, that was all right.
Oh, that's a dog barking.
That's my druidic powers flowing through me.
Nice.
You can hear the barks in the background.
Cool. So you feel like the icy wind start to like blow around this sort of shrine area. You see the forest sort of a few minutes hike away from you. You've emerged from it in order to get to this little shrine. And when you first arrived, you were transported here, and you all need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I need to do some sort of between
Okay.
games? I've got my hit points are 19 out of 27. Between games, can you do the sleep thing, or is that just?
No, the only reason you'd get your hit points back is if you actually slept in the game.
Okay. So between
Oh, it
games is
rolls
irrelevant.
twice. Why does it roll twice?
In case you... Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know why.
I'll press
Maybe...
again. I'll press again. Oh no. Okay, so I guess it's the first click there. So 11 is mine, but it's just weird.
Asker, you wore, like, put on some sort of cloak to keep yourself warm last time?
Yeah, I think I fashioned one with my tinkering skills.
Yeah, that was it. So you don't need to make the check. And so, Smorgasborden, did you have anything that was keeping you warm?
I don't think
Did
so.
you-
I can't remember.
No, I think he just rolled really well.
Oh,
the
yeah, that was
entire
it.
Time.
And he
Yeah.
rolled well again now. So you managed to stave off the cold, although you can feel it, like, creeping into your bones slowly. And Milksteak, how you doing with your Constitution check? Okay, so with a 10, you notice that Milksteak, during this period of passive non-participation, starts to have these like little icicles forming under his nose, and he starts to shiver uncontrollably. So you've got 1 point of exhaustion. So you can manage that in D&D Beyond under the sort of status area. I think it's up near like HP maybe. And basically it means you have...
Status.
And you just click exhausted.
Being
But
proficient.
effectively, it doesn't really matter. All it means is that whenever you do an ability check or a saving throw, it's at disadvantage because you're freezing cold.
I mean, I'm technically a druid, so I shouldn't be affected by conditions. So maybe.
You can't make up your own rules, Ernest.
Oh yeah, exhaust. No, it wasn't exhaust.
Oh yeah, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, exhausted. That's what you are.
That's the one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, just 1 point of exhaustion. But if you continue to be in a cold environment without being warm, then you might get further points of exhaustion.
Cool deal.
Cool. Yeah, unless your class or your race has some ability that makes you resist cold, then you would be affected by this. Cool. So what would you guys like to do in this sort of cold valley?
Well, I suppose we need to try and determine the direction for the next. Like, should we keep moving? Is it worth like setting up camp and do a rest somewhere? Like, get warm, get a fire started. What do you think?
Yeah, we can. I can control flames apparently.
Apparently. Yeah, all right. But shall we? I don't know. Is it like super dumb to sort of set up camp in this? I'm sure we can find like somewhere where there's no wind and shit.
You can make a survival check to look for somewhere to camp.
Just maybe because I'm injured as well. Because I think those birds messed me up.
I can roll for survival.
Go for it.
I got +3.
But you're
Oh, wow.
at disadvantage from being exhausted, so you have to roll again.
One more time.
But I think UK already rolled, but so let's just go with the first one, and then
Sure.
if it needs to be relevant, then we can go to the other checks. So Asker, you managed to find a divot
Alcove.
in the ground, yeah, like an alcove, and then you managed to sort of get a little bit of protection from the wind in that alcove. It's kind of still a little bit exposed, but with your tent and your bedroll, you could get a relatively comfortable campsite going on.
No. Okay, so can someone hook us up with a fire, Mr. Control Flames? We can put up a tent,
Absolutely.
get a little rest, get
Yeah.
warm, get cozy, have some food, have a snack.
I'll say with a 10, I mean, you've got produce flame, so what happens is you gather a bunch of sticks and stuff, smorgasborden, but they're wet, they're green, they're the wrong kind of sticks, and no matter how many times you produce flame, it just does nothing. And then Milksteak arrives with a bundle of like somehow dry wood, and then it starts the fire immediately with your spell.
Thanks for your wood.
Wait. Don't
Anytime,
ever
mate.
say that.
So are you guys intending to take a short rest, long rest? Like, what's the camp?
Let's see. Let me check. Is it a dumb idea to take a long rest here? Probably is, isn't it?
What time of the day is? If it's do we know?
It's about with I say Asker and Milksteak. You look at the sun and you can gauge that it's like 1:30, 2 p.m.
Okay, let's just do a short rest just to get our stuff together, maybe.
Yeah. Let's not sleep until the night.
No. No, exactly. So I guess just huddle up around the fire and make plans for the next thing and do a little rest.
Okay, you guys can roll hit dice, and any abilities that recover on a short rest will come back.
You press roll hit die.
Yeah, it should be. I think it rolls it for you, but then you still have to manually add it to your health at the end.
It's true. It's a D6. I'll do it manually. Hold your horse.
Mine says 1d8 plus 1.
I rolled a 6. Badass. Okay, that's good. I'll heal by 6. Boom. I'm at 19 health now.
When I click on short rest, it says Druid hit die 1d8 plus 1, and then
Cool.
total 4.
Awesome. So that means
Cool.
you can roll 1d8 and you add 1 to the result each time, and you can choose however many between 1 and 4 you roll, and you'll restore that many HP. Cool.
So are we by the statue? Or are we down by the where our little dudes are on the map?
I will say you would have to be over here, probably. Well, actually, where you went to look for, you went to look for a good camping spot. So that would probably be like up against this wall to get some protection from the wind.
Cool. All right. So Sean, Smorgasborden, you have the other card, right?
Yeah. What was on it again?
I don't know. Mine was a key, but I don't know how that is a sword.
Yours was a knight.
Yeah, that's it.
Smorgasborden.
But I mean, can you walk around a bit, see if you can bing, find it, like a direction?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just hold it up and then see if it's doing anything there. See if it's giving me a direction.
Okay. It seems to be like flashing slightly more to the west, sort of out of this clearing into the forest, presumably in a westerly direction.
Okay. Shall we
We've had our little sit down. Yeah, I think so. Let's just start.
Cool. Everybody's
until it gets dark, and then we properly camp up.
Everybody's rolled the hit dice they want to roll?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you head off. Whoever is leading, let's say Smorgasborden, you can roll a survival check to see how well you navigate using this blinking card method in the forest. Okay, so you guys kind of wander around for a little while, doubling back on yourself a couple of times. You notice that your own footprints are becoming like increasingly downtrodden, and you can start to see the dirt underneath the snow because you've walked over the same places so many times. And then, after a couple of hours, so we're getting on to like 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m. here, you notice a... Sorry, I just got to check. I'm going to just double check the map. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure everything was working. Awesome. So after those hours of sort of stumbling through the forest, you come across another clearing.
Ooh.
This looks tropical, yo.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think that's just probably the map not being very realistic, but you see to the north of you. Actually, I'll grab your little icons in so you can see exactly where you are. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then I'll see if I can paste them here. Cool. All right. So I'll say you come from over
Is this a house I see?
It looks to be a cabin, and to the north of the cabin is a frozen sort of river / lagoon.
Sorry.
And then you also see
Yeah, can I continue? Sorry.
you also see the edges of a larger body of water to the south. And there seems to be a little curl of smoke coming from the top of the cabin.
Yeah,
Okay, how should we play this? Let's not just run in and stab anyone in the eyes, right? Let's see if we can do this talking style, and then when we have what we want, if we want to steal shit, then attack or something, right? Let's try and
Last
be
time I
sneaky.
tried talking nicely, I got attacked for it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be more of a.
I guess, but you try to
But
talk to a
I think
monster
this is
though. You don't negotiate with a bear, you know. Shall we just see if we
what are
can
those things?
walk around? Say hey to them.
Can we check what those things are? That just to the north of the attached to it.
Hälsa dem.
Can you ping them, please, Smorgasbord? Just hold down the left click and it'll tell me what you're referring to.
Is that working?
Maybe I need to zoom out. Can you do it again?
Do I have to select?
You hold. Oh, there you go. Yeah, basically.
Looks like bear trap.
What they
Yeah.
look like. Just let me zoom in
look
so I can
like
get a better look. Yeah, they look like unused bear traps.
Okay,
How did you ping?
let's not go.
You hold down the left click.
Only when you're on select move option though, rather than hand.
Neat. Okay, so. Okay.
We don't need anything to trap.
Shall we circle the thing?
Yeah, let's see if there is a back door. Maybe we can break in.
I'll go in from this side to try and make.
Yeah, I'll go from other side.
I'm gonna attempt to sort of do a little whoop and see what's on here. See if we can look through a window or something, get a sense of what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going in like
Okay.
a clockwise direction.
I'm going anti-clockwise and
And
I've
Sean,
been
do you
playing
want to
with lots of,
keep an eye if you
I'm
can
going
sort of. But if you can stay in this general direction, just stick around here and keep an eye in case someone comes out. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay,
and then we'll do like a call, like if we see something, you know, like a bird call.
cacao.
Yeah, just like.
Okay, so are you guys doing this stealthily?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should start stealthily.
Okay, so Milksteak is going around the west side of the building. Asker is going around the east side of the building. And what is Smorgasbord doing?
I'm kind of holding fire, looking out for people.
Okay, so you're like the lookout remaining where you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get away, driver.
Everybody make a stealth check, and Milksteak does it with disadvantage. Ooh.
Stealth check.
Can I do it with an advantage since it's my birthday?
Is it your character's birthday? Is it your actual birthday today?
No, it's not.
Oh. Okay.
Is it
It's about 6 months off.
So roll again, Arna.
Oh yeah. 1 second. What?
Wow, natural one.
Wow,
Okay.
we
So-
all fucked up.
What happens is Asker starts like tiptoeing around the outside of the right hand side of the cabin, and then he like starts admiring the stonework of the chimney, and then just falls flat on his face, making like a crunching sound in the snow. Milksteak comes around the other side, and thinks he sees a ghost in the forest, and screams as loud as he can because that was very unexpected. And then Smorgasborden looks off into the forest and then farts so loudly that it echoes over to you guys. And at the sound of this simultaneous like fuck up, you see this this figure emerges from the forest over to the east, and she appears to be. She looks kind of like a hunter or a scout of some kind, and she says, "So, what is this? You're going to rob an abandoned shack in the middle of the woods? What's your plan?"
So is she talking to me because she's like next to me there, or
She's talking to you, but she can also see
Jenna.
Smorgasbord and Milksteak basically from where she is.
right? Well, I'll tell her. Hello. We're nothing but weary wanderers, cold and exhausted, and was looking for a safe haven.
Okay. You can make. I feel like that's fairly true. You can make a persuasion check. And what do the other two of you do?
I'll just nod at him.
You'll nod. Okay, cool. And Smorgasborden?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, my persuasion check didn't do so well, did it?
Okay, so with an 8, she says, I mean, sneaking up to a cabin seems like an odd way to ask for shelter and warmth. And she draws her bow and starts to look very menacing. And then she says, how about you just turn around and leave the clearing and we'll pretend that this ever happened.
Yeah. No, we really
It's
do
not
need.
gonna happen.
Yeah, we really do need just to come inside and sit by a fire for a bit. But we're not gonna go.
We came here for your conserves.
Okay, so what she does is she shoots an arrow at Smorgasborden, and you're sort of taken off guard by this. And it looks like it's about to pierce Smorgasborden in the nose, but then it turns left and hits Asger in the back of the leg for exactly
She done fucked up. We're gonna
three piercing damage. And now we roll initiative. Awesome. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
So she catches you by surprise, and she takes a shot at Asger, and then she's going to take a couple of steps back into this tree line. So she's got half cover behind this tree, and then she's going to shoot at Milksteak. So that's going to be... Oof, with a 7, she misses. Her arrow goes wide and hits the tree behind you, thunk. And then she says...
She's going down, that bitch.
She says, wrong arrow. And then it is Asker's turn.
So I'm gonna cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp and try to lock her in place.
Okay, what's her saving throw?
Strength.
Strength, thank you.
13.
Oof. With a 7, she's definitely held in place, but what does the damage come from? Oh, is that just... Why is there 2 different ones?
Yeah, so on failed save, the target takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage and is restrained for the spell's duration.
Okay,
and the duration is 1 minute.
Okay, so she takes 9 bludgeoning damage, and she looks...
Oh, yeah. Oh, it rolled for me. That's neat.
Yeah. So she looks pretty kind of fucked up almost already, and she says, What is this sorcery? This is ridiculous. Why are you here trying to invade my home? And that is Smorgasborden's turn.
Okay. Just looking at what I could do, and I was intrigued by the spell Gust of Wind, which was appropriate given what I just did.
Nice. See what you did there.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that useful.
Oh,
So
but
instead,
sorry. Do I just get?
pushes you.
Do I get another the bonus action thing, or is
Sorry. Did you have a bonus action you wanted to do?
Well, I was thinking, guys, because we could maybe use some information, right? So I wanted to shout yield like I do sometimes, and that sometimes works. So I wanted to shout yield.
Okay, cool. So let's say...
See if she can sort of lay down her arms.
Would you
Or
say
lay
this
down
is...
your arm.
Is this going to be... Are you trying to intimidate her or convince her?
I would say convince her.
Okay, do a persuasion check with advantage because that was already quite damaging to her. She doesn't look particularly hearty, but very fast. Oh yeah, with a 21, she says, "Okay, maybe I reacted a little bit hastily. Put me down. I'll see what I can do. I mean, I don't believe this whole thing about wanting warmth, but I can help you out in whatever real way you actually need. So let's just talk."
Do
Good
we
job.
do we believe her? Do we trust her? Should I let her go?
Uh,
Why
yeah,
did she
I mean, you can let it go. I'm
Okay,
not injured, so in case she's gonna do something, I'll.
turn into a bear and tear it to shreds.
What were you saying, Smorgasbord?
Yeah, I'm still getting to grips with this kind of stuff. Is she likely to lie? Do they lie sometimes?
You can roll an insight check to see if you think she's lying.
Okay. So
So, can we all do that?
Yeah, sure.
Insight.
And again, Asker has to roll twice because he's still exhausted and cold.
Oh, you mean milk steak?
Yeah, sorry, Milkstick.
Or do you mean the disguised carrot farmer?
Yes, exactly that. Okay, so we got an 11.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So Smorgasborden, you get the sense that she's probably not lying. She's in a pretty tough predicament and is looking to like bargain her way out of it. But she knows in order to do that, she probably has to follow through on that bargain.
okay. We trust her. We trust her, guys. She's telling the
Yeah.
truth.
So I'll let the thing go. I'll let the spell thing
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Let's even put a thing.
And do you also then quit? And then I'll be a lesson to you.
She says,
Sorry?
oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, no. So I guess we'll just tell her to. Can you sort of toss the bow in front of you? I don't want to get another arrow in my leg, please.
Don't
Don't
she
really
says,
trust you with that bow.
she says, oh, the bow. Yeah, sure. And she throws it on the ground.
All right, cool.
And she says, okay, let's try again. My name is Fletcher. What is your name?
My name
My
is
name is
Askir.
Smorgasborden.
Mm-hmm.
Then a milk steak.
Speaking at the same time and then slightly behind. Are you slightly behind in other ways? She's like throwing shade on you and you're just like standing there blankly in the cold, shivering. Okay, and she says, all right, that kind of answers my question. Let's come in the cabin quickly now.
Thank you. And let's go inside
Right.
and get our slow friend some in front of a fire. Ooh, that's a coast. He's got a bear thingy.
Yeah.
Dead bear.
As you're walking past Asker and Smorgasborden, you see this corpse by the side of the frozen lake, and it is just like peppered with arrows. And each arrow has like different colored feathers at the end of it, and it looks like quite a pretty display and very surprising. Usually, arrows are all kind of made in a uniform, consistent way.
What is the arrow that is stuck into Asger's?
It has blue and yellow feathers.
Let's fuck that bitch up.
Let's. I mean, we can, but let's first sort out like. We want to know what she knows. It might be that she can tell us about whatever this night thing we need to go to, and then she can tell us how she's doing that thing with the like a shoot arrow. I want to know how that works.
Okay, so
I'll stand by the door just in case she's trying to do something.
Be ready to bear her up, bro.
Okay, so she starts to like poke the fire with a poker, and there's hot coals there, and they start to like eventually come back to life, sort of reigniting the fire. And she says, okay, I can offer you pine tea. I hope that will be fine.
That's great.
Cool. So what did you actually want? Why are you here? Come on, what's this bullshit about?
Well,
Do we check the pine tea in case it's poisoned?
Well, it hasn't been given to you yet.
Yeah, maybe we should wait and.
when it comes to us.
I can eat it and see if something happens to me because I'm the weakest one in a fight anyway. So
Okay, so about
yeah, so we are here looking for like a night or something. We were kind of coming this direction, and we've been going through this bloody cold in it for forever, and needed. We saw your little house. I figured that this would be a great place to potentially camp for the night because we don't want to sleep in the cold.
No, I see.
And maybe look for clues.
You
Yeah,
saw
and
you saw a cabin with smoke coming out of the top of it, and you thought that's a great place to sleep.
yeah, very much.
Okay.
And we weren't sure if whoever lived in here would be interested in guests, so we figured we'll have a little look around first. We didn't do a very good job of that, and then you shot me in the leg.
Perhaps I was a little hasty about that. Yes. Are you okay?
No, not really. I have an arrow in my leg, but I'll figure it out. However, how did you do that though? How did you shoot the arrow like that?
Well, that's my trade. Although I don't do a lot of trading, I tend to just entertain myself out here, refine my craft, survive on my own recognizance. I'm not really one for towns, cities, and she spits on the ground. I just like to be left alone. But how did I do it?
What about that dead body outside of your house?
Practice.
Arrows.
It's just practice. He's been dead for a long time.
Can I roll insight on it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe her. I need to roll twice, or?
Yes, but actually, no. You've been sitting in here for about 5 or 10 minutes, and it's warm in here, so you can just roll normally. Okay, so I'll take the first one.
Okay, so the first one counts 16.
With the 16, you're pretty confident she's telling the truth, but she's not giving you a lot of detail. She's just telling the truth in a sort of like superficial way. Like maybe this person was initially an intruder a long time ago, and she like dealt with him, and since then she's been using his corpse as a target practice. You don't know the backstory. You just know that her statement of he's just practice, he's been dead for a long time, is true. And then she says, well, how do I do it? That's the trade part of my trade. Again, I don't have a lot of customers. I'm here because I like to be left alone, but sometimes I need to earn money to repair this fucking place. And she gestures around the cabin, and there's like a couple of holes in the ceiling with like buckets underneath them where the snow is gathering. And she says, yes, I'm a fletcher. I make arrows that perform in ways that arrows don't usually perform.
Is that right?
Do you have a bow?
Sorry?
Do any of us have a bow? I don't think I do.
Maybe it's time I learn how to shoot with a bow and arrow.
Are you proficient with, I think that would be it might be a simple weapon or a martial weapon, I'm not sure. Let me look it up.
So, how about we...
yeah, if you're proficient with
like
simple weapons, then you can use bows.
But I'm sure I am, right? Because if I can use a boomerang and dagger and stuff.
It'll be in your character sheet on like the bottom left-hand side with proficiencies and languages and stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have.
It just says
it won't be listed
crossbow, light, dagger, dart, quarterstaff, and sling.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, a crossbow would use quarrels, and you notice, like, scattered around her cabin, she also seems to be working on crossbow quarrels in addition to arrows. And Smorgasborden, if you have, what kind of weapons are listed in your proficiency in the bottom left?
There's club, dagger, dart, javelin, mace, quarterstaff, scimitar, sickle, sling, and spear.
Yeah, that you'd be able to use a bow. Like, it's considered a simple weapon, so it doesn't need a particularly, like, advanced understanding. And Milksteak, are you proficient in any of those things?
I'm not proficient. No.
Okay, cool. So
Well,
now that you've done that, go on.
yeah, no. So, I don't think I have a crossbow though. Oh no, I don't.
Maybe we can buy
Yeah,
buy some off them.
but yeah, so I asked her, are you interested in selling some of your cool arrows, or what do you call them? The bolts for the crossbow,
Quarrels.
quarrels.
She says yes. I mean, absolutely. What have you got? I mean, gold is fine, but I'd prefer something I can use out here. Do you have anything worth trading?
No, not really. I got a little wooden duck. Oh no, I don't. I give that away.
I mean, gold is fine as a last resort. I just wanted to see if you had anything interesting. Do you have any spare flints? Any of you like flints and steels, things like that? Those are very helpful. Pots, pans also.
Got
I've
flint
got
and
a pot.
steel.
I've got an iron pot.
You have pots and pans? Seriously?
I've got an iron pot. Yeah.
Holy shit. Holy moly. She looks at it and she says, oh my gosh, I've been looking for one of these for ages. Where did you get this?
In the shop, in the city.
Yes, well, I suppose they must have advanced to this point by now. I've been gone for, it's got to be hundreds of years by now.
Shit, you're well old.
You look at her and you can't, she has a sort of like pointed cast to her features and you think she might be an elf of some kind.
Well, how about
So,
we buy some stuff off you and give you something extra to allow us to stay the night, and then we'll be on our merry way in the morning when the sun comes up.
Okay. How many arrows or quarrels do you want?
Shit, I don't know. Like, how much does this stuff weigh? Can I buy like 100? Would that be?
Yeah, you can buy
absolutely-
100. I'm only really concerned with the weight of items in D&D when it gets a bit extreme. At the moment, you guys don't have anything heavy.
Well, then I'll say, what kinds do you have then? Because I saw different colored feathers on the bits outside. Do they do different things, or what's up
Yes.
with that?
Basically, each one is a different level of enchantment. I have arrows that allow their direction to be changed once, so your arrow can essentially turn. It can go round corners, and I have arrows that allow you to change direction twice and also 3 times. So it means that you could essentially like hit people like behind trees and stuff.
So
does she have any spare bows that we can use the arrow?
Oh yeah, you can have that one out there in the snow. The bows are not the difficult part. Like I make a bow a day. It's not, you can just have it.
do you have
Great.
crossbows lying around?
Yeah, I've got like a old kind of one. It might need an oiling, but I use it for testing. And she points over by the fireplace, and there's like a hodgepodge like group of them leaning against each other.
Cool.
Well, can I get? So how many? You said you had 4 different kinds of.
3 different
The
kinds.
one that 3 different kinds. To turn once, twice, or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Can I get like 20 of each?
Yes, the ones that change direction once, 1 gold per arrow. The ones that change direction twice are 2 gold per arrow, and 3. You get the idea.
Yeah.
So 20 of each. 20 of each would be
120 gold.
you just absolutely, and then
140 gold.
and then
So how about I give you 200 gold for the arrows, the old crossbow, and a little bit of oil to fix it up.
yeah, that's a deal. Let's get this moving. So just mark off 200 of the gold.
See, so I'll get rid of 200 gold.
Yeah, Schmoggle's
I'll do
body.
the same. I've got plenty of gold, so I don't want to get rid of my pot because it sounds like it might be quite useful. So,
Yeah,
How would you
okay.
know she wants it?
Basically,
yeah.
you would know that it's, I mean, you're out in the wilderness at the moment, so yeah, you probably would need a pot, but it's the kind of thing that Asker and Milksteak probably have in their survival kits as well. And if you go into any city, you can get one quite easily. But the only reason it's valuable to her is that she doesn't go to those places.
Okay, fine. Okay, in that case, you can have a pot. I'll be nice if you're that excited about a pot. I'll give you a pot.
Okay, how many arrows do you want?
Or the same as Asgard.
Yeah, sure. She reaches into like another barrel, and there's just tons of them stacked inside this barrel, and she takes out the 20 of each and everything like that. So, in terms of keeping track of those arrows, it's a bit tedious to keep track of them one by one. So I'll just like tell you when you're almost running out.
Just is it a heavy or a light or a hand crossbow, just so I can add it?
What are you proficient in?
It just says crossbow.
That would be light crossbow.
Right.
Cool. So yeah, then you have 20 of each arrow, but they're an item I've created. They're not going to be in D&D. So you could just list it as having 60 arrows, and you could customize it to say like Fletcher's arrows or whatever. Because you know how Aranas customized them to be like your mum, or no, not your mum, or like the carrot shield and a carrot sword. He just customized, so he can tell you how to change the names of things.
Yeah, there you go. Fletcher's arrows, 60 of them. Cool.
Nice. And she says, okay, you can sleep over in the corner there. I don't know, wherever you want. I've got to go get some more firewood, so I'm just going to leave you guys here. Don't steal anything. There's nothing of worth to steal, but just don't anyway. Especially my pot. If you touch that pot, I will hunt you down. And then she leaves.
Cool. Got some new kit. Like a new. How much damage does this shit do? This light crossbow. How does that work? 1d8 plus 1. I mean.
But you could theoretically hit 3 people with it in one attack. So 1.
Oh, really? Because if it goes through them, choo.
Yeah, it changes direction. Yeah, but you have to roll to attack every time.
But then that would be a bit like the guy in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the blue guy.
Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
It's true. It is a bit like that.
Cool. All right. That was nice. Then we can, I guess, have a long rest, reset everything, and get our shit together. Where do you think we need to go? Like, what direction are we at tomorrow morning then, Sean?
I'm still trying to add these arrows. Sorry. Ridiculous.
Schmucksbun holds up.
Do I see another corpse in the outside?
What?
You mean
where?
Yeah.
You mean over here? Oh.
Can you see the ping?
Is that a wagon?
No, that's a human corpse. Didn't you hear that description?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there is one here, and another one is there. So it's clearly she's not just practicing.
Oh, is that a corpse? No, that's a tree. It's a tree branch.
Don't be so paranoid. I
I like that it's like the Rorschach test. You're just seeing what you want to see.
He sees corpses.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, it's just a really strange tree branch. I wouldn't worry too much about that. So, how are you going with the arrows there, Sean?
Do you need a
I've
hand?
done it, and I've removed the pot as well.
Nice, you've achieved many things.
Incorporated.
Nice. Okay, so if you guys want to take a long rest now, then you can, and you can reset your hit points and your spells and things.
Will do.
Oh, and you
that
asked,
short rest removes the tiredness.
You'd already removed the exhaustion because you're in a warm place.
Oh, okay.
But if you'll have to make the check again tomorrow, and I think go on.
Can I just take that bear rug from the floor and just fashion into some kind of coat?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do a sleight of hand check to see if she notices or not.
Just pay her for it.
Didn't she left?
She has left, yeah, but as in you're going to be sleeping here when she comes back, right?
Okay,
You
yeah.
just wait
How
and
do you
buy
do
it
this?
off her when she gets back, dude.
Okay.
We have thousands of gold.
You were going to ask Smorgasbord and Asker whether he knows what way to go?
Yeah, like, cause I suppose we're passing through here, right? So I'm guessing, like, if you see my ping, I'm guessing we continue towards here-ish. Is that right? How do you feel about that? Does that seem right?
Yeah. That's kind of where it was hinting at. I'm still intrigued by this corpse, but I think we should let it go. Just let the corpse go, because that could be the night. Could it be? Should we check? Should I
I
get
mean,
my thing out?
yeah, you get your wood up, bro.
Get my card out.
Okay, so you take your card out, and
Or that.
it starts flashing more in like this direction. When
Okay.
you angle it like towards here, it doesn't seem to flash faster.
So he's not our knight. So yeah, we just we head east.
But I guess the night isn't over. Well, we haven't slept yet. Is it the morning? It's not the morning.
Well, you've just done this, and I'll say you go to bed, and now it's morning.
Okay.
All right.
The kind of the Zelda player in me wants to smash that box at the top and see what's in it, but I don't think that's...
Are you still curled in that bear rug, Milksteak?
Yes.
Okay. You see that you guys wake up and she's like making more pine tea over at the cauldron over the fire. And she says, she's actually using your pot, Smorgasbord, and she says, "Ooh, this is a good pot. I'm very pleased that we met. I mean, aside from the whole fighting thing, generally a great transaction."
I'm gonna approach her and I'm gonna try to convince her that the bear that is laid there is actually my old friend named Balu.
Okay. How are you gonna do it? Just by saying that? Like, how are you gonna convince her?
Yeah, I'll come up next to her. I don't know where she is. It doesn't show me on the map.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. She's right here by the fire.
And right behind her and breathe into her neck.
I'm approaching her. I'm telling her that over the night I realized that this bear that he's slain is actually one of my old relatives. So I'm a druid. He left our forest exploring for better opportunities. He never came back.
Okay, make a deception check.
We're gonna have to fight her again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just click on this.
Oh wow, 19. Okay, with a 19, she looks at you and looks in your eyes for a second, furrows her brow, and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I am familiar with having a deeper connection to the natural environment, and I had no idea that this bear was connected to the druid people. Of course, you can take it with you. I'll make sure that my next kill is not intelligent." And she says,
As always, ask for consent. I'm gonna pack my friend now, and I'm gonna bring it to a sacred burial ground.
"Okay, all right. I will. I'll take that on board. I appreciate your business and your clarification of the animal world around us. Now, kindly go away. I've got more arrows to make."
Be well.
Yes, and you also. And get that leg checked. Actually, you're starting to look a little bit better. Maybe it's fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's all right. During a long rest, you would have like healed and treated it. And do you still have that arrow, by the way? I could re-fletch that and sell it again.
Keep it.
You get to keep
Sure.
that one.
Call it a bonus. I mean, it would be a slightly substandard arrow. You can keep that one.
Cool.
Cool. So, go on.
Okay, we venture east.
Yeah? Is there anything else anyone wants to do?
No, I think it's time for us to head off.
Okay, so whoever, I think it would be Smorgasbord, can make a survival check. Nice, okay.
No.
You're very confidently leading everyone through, and you look like you're making your way through this forest, and you see the card flash slightly quicker the more paces you make, but you do need to make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, no, sorry. Asger is fine now because you've got the warm coat on. and
yeah.
so is Milksteak. It's just Sean. So now you have a point of exhaustion. So your ability checks and saving throws are at disadvantage, just like Milksteak.
Well, should I? Because I fashioned my coat with bedroll. Should I try and make one for you as well, Sean?
That'd be lovely.
All right. Well, do you have?
I have one.
Yeah.
I've got bedroll as well.
Yeah. Give me a bedroll, and I'll see if I can make one. Can I do that then?
Yeah, go make it. Do we remember how you did a tinkering check? I think it's a dexterity check plus your proficiency bonus, which is a 2. So you just add 2 to the dexterity check. Oh, okay, 9. All right. So with the 9, you manage to butcher Smorgasborden's like bedroll, and you make what basically works out to be a poncho out of a bedroll, but it's not like close fitting enough to provide warmth. So you just look like a bit of a dork.
With a poncho.
With the poncho.
But you may or may not know that, so you're just shivering along wearing this ridiculous bedroll poncho.
It's doing nothing to help me.
I shouldn't get the exhaustion anymore since I got a bear with me, no?
Yeah, you didn't have to do the check at all.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
all right.
all
So
right.
after you've walked for a couple of hours, you come across a clearing, but it's not really a clearing. It's like a huge hole in the ground, and it is like 100 feet deep. And it looks, actually, let me just grab your icons before I show you what it looks like. Build the suspense. Dun, 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 dun.
That was a drum roll, by the way.
Oh, nice. All right, now I just got to figure out which section to show. Okay. All right, so it's going to be, you're going to see this. And I'll put you guys here. Cool. The perspective will be a bit weird, but you'll get the idea. There we go.
Oh, that's super cute.
What, the little map section?
So you said 100 feet.
So how close are you to the edge? Like you sort of see this edge. I'll say you're pretty close. So looking down, you see that there's a little rope, and below you, you see these 2 weird like totem poles, and then looking deeper into this side part of the like, it becomes like a cave. It initially starts as just a depression in the ground, and then it becomes like a cave, and there's a little like campsite made up of a few tents, and yeah, that's what you see.
And can't see anything alive down there, can we?
Make a perception check. Uh, 19, 18. Okay. You actually notice that there seems to be a little like bump in the snow, kind of roughly here. And if your eyes don't deceive you, it looks to be about the right shape for a polar bear.
Nasty.
And when you look closer at that circle of tents, you can see what look like people or bodies sort of scattered around the campsite, but that's all you can make out from this distance.
Should we stay for like 10 minutes and keep an eye on those bodies to see if they move or if they're just dead?
Yeah. I think they're dead, but we can check.
Yeah, just to be sure, and then we can just start peppering with our new bow and arrow, just peppering that bear down.
Yeah.
And then we can fashion you something out of that skin. I'm sure we can do something. All right.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Yeah, we stay up there and just keep an eye on the stuff just to see if anything moves, if anything is alive other than potentially that probable polar bear.
Okay, you spend a little while and you notice that the lump of whiteness is kind of like getting bigger and smaller almost like breathing, but no other kinds of movement.
What do you guys think? Should we just mess it
I
up?
mean, it's clearly hibernating, so if you're gonna go down, we might wake it up.
But
fuck.
but I feel like I want to climb down and see what's down there. There might be stuff, and it might be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But is your card flashing, Sean?
Yeah, get the card out, see what's happening.
It seems to be flashing much quicker than it was before.
Cool, we're on the right path. And the only way is down, so shall we...
Yeah.
Let's just
Uh,
arrow the bear.
I mean, should I try and cast
Yeah.
the hand on it straight away? See if we can hold it in place while you guys can just climb down and fuck it up. Or do you want to just start shooting?
Maybe let's just shoot.
Yeah, let's start with that. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
I'll try to cast a spike growth on it.
Okay,
What
so
is that?
tell me, you guys are all doing something at the same time?
Yeah, let's do like a countdown and do everything at once if we can.
Okay,
Okay.
so at the same time, I have a what's it called? A beast bond.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can establish a telepathic link with one beast. Oh, you touch. Or if it's sleeping, maybe I can sneak upon it. That is friendly to you or charmed by you.
Okay, well, what other details does the check require?
So the spell fails if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher. Until the spell ends, the link is active while you and the beast are within line of sight of each other. Through
Okay.
the link, the beast can understand your telepathic messages to it and can telepathically communicate simple emotions and concepts back to you. While
You
the link
can-
is active, the beast gains advantage on attack rolls against any creature within 5 feet of you that can see.
And how long does the spell last for?
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay, well, you don't, with your druidic instincts, you don't immediately see why it wouldn't work. You can certainly give it a go. But
You wanna
what
start
is
with
wasn't Milksteak and Asger's plan slightly different? What are you guys going to go with?
Yeah, I mean it's up to you, Sean, because you're gonna have to climb down there to touch it to do this. And if you climb down there to touch it and
Yeah.
wake it up, then you're gonna be down there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dead. I
Also, we
suppose given
kinda-
the advantage of high ground, just get it.
Don't underestimate me.
Is there
As you
anything
go-
that bear's afraid of?
As you
Like,
guys are,
Not.
you can do
Sorry.
a check. You can do a check about your knowledge of bears in just a moment. But what you notice is, as you guys are contemplating how to deal with the situation, and because you rolled a pretty high perception check beforehand, in addition to the corpses in the sort of like east corner and the polar bear towards the middle and those weird totem poles, you also notice like a weird stone shape in the southern corner. It's like a triangular cave, and it looks from this distance, it looks kind of like an altar of some kind.
It's gonna be dodgy as shit to climb down there eventually. But all right, let's try. Should we just fuck it up that polar bear? Because the polar bear is
Yeah.
not gonna be friendly anyway, is it? It's gonna they're vicious
No.
as fuck.
Okay.
They will
Yeah.
eat
Just
your
do it.
face. All right, I'll prepare. I'll load up my my crossbow and let's see. How do I? It's a crossbow. There we go. Okay, I got my light crossbow ready with an arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you guys gonna use? And see if we can do like a 2-3-1 thing.
I'm gonna cast. I don't know. Can I link the spell into in there? Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
the one.
Cool. And Smorgasbord.
So I guess I wield my short bow.
Did you say
Arrows?
you can use it?
Yeah, do you have to press wield?
Oh yes, that would enable it to be. That'll make it show up in your like stats.
Okay. What would it be other stats?
Oh no, as in once you press wield, it'll
Yeah.
appear on your front page of your character sheet under like actions, where all your other weapons
yes.
are.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so you're gonna do that when Asker does the other thing. The other
Yes,
bow?
Yeah, so I'll do my crossbow. Smorgasbord does his bow, and Aruna
Yeah.
does that spike growth underneath the bear.
Okay, cool. So are you guys using any special arrows or just regular arrows?
Just normal, I think.
I
Same one
guess-
direction, isn't it?
Yeah, just need a regular one, I suppose.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll resolve all of these at the same time. So this is going to be, and you guys are going to do this from up on the cliff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys can both roll your bow attacks. So you roll to hit. Oh, natural 20, and then a 5, and then spike growth. Have you marked off a spell slot for spike growth?
Don't have anything.
Yeah, I will now.
Cool. And then you can roll the 2d4 damage.
So it's a roll 2d4.
Okay, cool. All right, so what happens is the spikes immediately come out of the ground and start to twist around the bear, and it starts to like struggle and slowly step its way underneath you guys, so towards a direction that you can't see because you're on the other. You can't like look underneath you from that angle, and it takes
That's
down.
Oh, yeah. Just wanted to say, every 5 feet that the bear moves, it takes another 2d4.
Yeah, so this is the damage that I'm referring to. So, for example, it's how big is it again? It's a 20-foot radius. So it would have to walk, it would have to walk a long way to get out of it. So that's 5, 10, so it's 4. So you do that 3 more times. And as it's walking, you see the arrows impact doing 8 plus, just the crossbow impact. Smorgasbord's shot goes way wide and just embeds itself in the snow somewhere distantly. So let me just update the health of this creature. And actually, maybe I'll just show it to you, the icon as well, just so you have a better look.
It's a big ass fucking bear.
Well, the scale of these maps is kind of a bit all over the place because I'm showing you like different stuff. So that's 8. Cool. And then how many? You need to do 3 more of those 2d4s.
Oh, yeah. So 3 in total or 3 more?
No, 1 more.
1 more. Perfect.
Okay, so
Nice.
16. You see all these kind of like red flecks of clearly numerous wounds as this polar bear sort of like scurries slowly out of the way of its sudden attack, and you hear it sort of bellowing as it goes, but now it is essentially like out of your view. What do you guys do now?
So I have a jump spell, so I can touch someone, which triples their jump abilities, distance. So if I touch one of you guys, who can turn into a bear and sort of mano or bear it, but if things go shitty, then you have the jump thing on you, so maybe you can sort of jump back up and grab the rope and climb back up. Do any of you want to jump down there?
I'm not too keen because there is those thorns as well.
How long do they last for?
I think it's however long you concentrate on it. If you stop concentrating on it up to 10 minutes, then they'll disappear.
But yeah, so you can just make them disappear.
I'm just thinking what else we could do. Sean, can you conjure an image? I don't remember how's that spell called.
I can do minor illusion.
Oh yeah, you used to. Yeah, can you try to cast an illusion there? So maybe you're gonna be able to lure the bear back into the spikes.
I'll give you.
Yeah, we can try that.
I'll give you guys a better view as well of what you're seeing.
So how far is it over to the other side, by the way?
I'll show you now. Each one of those squares is 5 feet.
I don't see squares.
Oh,
yeah. On the left, yeah.
Just look to the left.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I see. I now see it. Okay.
That's
It's like a
looking
different.
down,
It's a different angle. That's the looking down perspective.
yeah.
Cool. So basically, you attacked the polar bear here, and then it moved kind of west out of your view underneath this cliff. The altar-looking thing is over here, and the campsite with the corpses or people or whatever they are is over there. Oh, and the totem pole is there.
Do you think the polar bear is scared enough not to approach us if we go down, or is it pissed?
I mean, if we can go down on the other side of the spikes, then if for it to come to us, it needs to go through the spikes again, right?
Oh yeah, let me draw those
Yeah.
just so that we can see them.
But then also,
20-foot radius, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, actually that's a huge amount of space. 10, 15, 20. So it's like this whole area.
I'll try and do a. So let's see. So we're
Oh
standing.
no, radius. Wait, it's even more than that.
We're standing here, right?
So yeah, it goes like here. You guys are. I'll show you. Hold on, just let me finish drawing this. It goes like that. Radiuses are so difficult to calculate. 1, 2, 1, 2. So then 1, 2, 3. It takes up like most of this area. Okay, cool. So
yeah, I might stop concentrating then on it because.
Well, wait for. Let me do the illusion first. I'll just.
Yeah.
I'll
you
just.
guys are standing like here. That shadow is like the cliff.
Oh, yeah.
The cliff that you're on.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. That makes sense now. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try to
Okay.
conjure an image and like the sound of like a person sort of here in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
or an image of an object. But I'll pick the object that looks like a person, like a statue of a person, and the sound of a person, kind of thing.
Okay, so this is minor illusion.
Yes.
Okay, so show me the what kind of save does it have to make? Oh, here we go.
Intelligence
Because they're not. I'll say from a distance.
against your spell save DC. My
Okay.
spell save DC.
Yeah, what's your spell save DC? It'll be in your spells section.
13.
Okay, so I'll say it needs to make an intelligence save just to visually look
Believe.
at it. Yeah, just to visually look at it and think, is that convincing or not? And it's 14, did you say, or 13?
13.
Okay, so with an 8, it seems to think that this is a real person. So what you notice is it's kind of like it pops into view here. And where did you place the statue?
So sort of in the middle of it, like here-ish.
Yeah, it sort of seems to be like pacing up and down along the edge of the thorns, but doesn't want to cross over into the damaging area again.
But the thorn should be invisible now.
Not based on the spell. The ground is covered in vines. The area becomes difficult terrain. There's nothing about it being...
Transformation of the
Transformation.
ground is camouflaged to look natural.
Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast against this is... Oh, I see. But I think now that it knows it's there...
it's been
Before
already.
entering
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
before
more
entering
like if you were setting a trap, but you literally just cast it on top of its head.
All right. Well, at least it's
Okay,
just
it's good.
Should we go?
It can
with another-
recognize the area because of all of its blood scattered everywhere.
Should we go with another flurry of shots at it then? Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll
Now we can see it again. Yeah.
yeah, it popped into view. So let's just fuck it up a bit more then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Here goes crossbow
I'll
number
try.
2.
Okay. Is Milksteak doing anything?
I'm just admiring the slaughter.
Okay. So
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not good with a bow.
okay. So with a 15, you hit, dealing 3 piercing damage. And again, Smorgasborden overcompensates and shoots like directly at the surface of the rock beneath him, and just misses his foot by inches. And you see the polar bear like scurries away, very traumatized by the experience.
Shall we go down now? I think he's
scared.
injured enough though. In case he's gonna come back, we can just fuck it up.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
think it's scared.
Get rid of the thorns then, because he's going to take
Yeah,
the
I
thorns
stopped
up from there.
concentration.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, you get damage every 5 feet you move. So if you just go down the rope, and we don't move around the rope much.
Yeah, let's just not have it there though. I mean,
Yeah,
we're going to end up
okay.
having to run. It's a big bear.
Okay, so you're
I don't think
stopping
it's very close
concentration?
to dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the
can
this
just-
madness.
Yeah, you can just pull it out again if you need it. That's what she
Whip
said.
it out.
Cool. I will close these things here.
Please don't.
Okay, so now what are you doing?
You're just going
I'll
down
see
the
if-
rope.
Yeah. How is it? How far down is it again? Sorry, I might ask the same question.
It looks about 100 feet-ish.
100 feet, so we shouldn't jump down them.
It would be a
No.
risky jump.
All right, let's just climb down then. I can go first.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an
Yeah, you go first.
athletics or
Because-
acrobatics check.
Let's see. Athletics. Oh, that's plus known. I got +1 in acrobatics. I'll go with that.
Oh,
Good.
no.
Oh, fuck me.
But no, actually, Sean, no one, he said that he was going down first, but I'll say that you scurry after him and it'll go hilariously. So Asker rolls an 8, Smorgasborden rolls a natural 1, and Aranas rolls a natural 20. So what happens is, Asker confidently slides down the rope and then gets about like halfway down and just completely loses grip and falls. Smorgasborden gets only like a third of the way down and like gets his foot caught and just starts like dangling there for a while until he falls also. And then Milksteak like fireman slides down perfectly and then lands beside their like bruised bodies. So Asker, you take 7 bludgeoning damage, and Smorgasborden, you take 13 bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
Spicy.
I am having a nightmare right now.
Yeah, your rolling hasn't been great.
Cool. So you guys are on the
Like
ground,
Benny Hill up there or something.
and what you see from this vantage point is slightly more detail. So what you see is this kind of thing, and you notice
Oh,
this.
hello.
You notice like a pool of water that is like a continuous geyser shooting water up into the air, and it seems to be like disappearing into the rock face behind it. And the rest of everything around here seems to be frozen. You've walked past like frozen lakes and things, so it's very surprising that this water isn't frozen. And Smorgasborden, make a perception check. Okay, with a 14, you notice that the card seems to be flashing faster now that you're on the ground here. And while you guys, and you see the polar bear just sort of sitting beside the continuous geyser, just looking at you sort of like mournfully and quite upset, but not like moving towards you, just sort of sitting there looking menacing.
I can cast like it's a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range until the spell ends. Dim light fills the cylinder. When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain. And it must make a Constitution saving throw. I'm just gonna moonbeam this fucker.
Yeah. I'm gonna crossbow it.
We have to wait till our turn.
So tell me what you're planning
Choose
to do.
engage.
I'm gonna shoot
We're
a
gonna attack.
Yeah, just crossbow it. I'm
Okay.
shooting.
Everybody needs to roll initiative now that you're actually like engaged rather than just shooting from a distance. Cool. So therefore, Milksteak, you react first as you touch down effortlessly sliding down the rope.
The irony of using that word is great.
It was very ironic.
I'm gonna cast it on Moonbeam as well. I'm on it.
Okay, so it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
I can't believe you're not
Against-
turning into a bear. To
Okay,
fight a bear.
so he
This is your
just
Saving it.
he just manages to resist. Does he take any damage or like half damage or something?
1 second. Okay, it takes half of the damage, 2d10. So
Okay, so
2d5.
it already rolled it for you. So that means that he takes 5 damage. Okay, the moonbeam hits his like face area, and he's starting to look pretty messed up. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope.
Shout yield!
I think because Moonbeam is a second level spell, you can only use it once a turn, once between rests. Is that true?
It
think
depends
it's-
how many slots do you have.
3 slots. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can cast it 3 times if you like.
But
Okay.
I think it's also a
Is it-
concentration spell, so you can keep it up for a while.
Okay. I think he's looking pretty messed up, so I might just produce flame.
Okay, cool.
This is
I would-
how I play video games, by the way. I kind of save all my big spells and never ever use them.
Then you end the game with like 500 stim packs. Just fucking
Yeah,
kill him, bro.
yeah, exactly. yeah. Actually, no, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna moonbeam him.
Because we're already really injured, you and I, and if he runs up, you know how much damage
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah,
with
yeah.
claws and bites and stuff. Let's not.
Okay, Constitution saving throw against 13. He saves, so he takes half of 7, which is 3 rounded down. Ooh, he looks like he's on death's door, but he's not dead yet. Was there anything else you wanted to do, Milksteak, before Smorgasborden's turn? Like move or anything like that?
No, it just looked pretty.
Cool. Smorgasborden, do you want to do anything else with your turn?
I'm gonna move.
Where would you like to move to?
I'm gonna back off and go over here.
Cool. Next up is Asker's turn. Nice. With the 22, you hit definitively, and you watch. How do you want the polar bear to become deceased?
Ooh. I want to shoot him in the
With a yen.
eyeball, preferably in the eyeball, because I don't want to injure more of the fur, so we can make something out of the fur.
Okay. Okay, so you watch the crossbow quarrel just go straight through the polar bear's eye, and it collapses to the ground. But then a couple of seconds later, just as you think to yourself, "Oh, that polar bear fur would make a great jacket," the whole corpse of the polar bear starts dripping away, almost like when you leave an ice cube out in the sun, and it starts to like trickle back into this pond behind it, and it just suddenly turned into water, and then just merges with the water of this spring, and you think to yourself, "That's a bit weird."
Is there? Can I roll like an Arcana check or something? See if it's any.
If you want
Any
to try and
magic, you know?
understand the phenomenon, you would need to roll a religion check.
All of us.
Whoever wants to try and understand the phenomenon.
Religion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh god. I'm gonna roll -1 on that.
Indeed.
Close enough.
Okay, so
2.
Asker, you're not sure of why that polar bear suddenly turned into water, but there's something in the back of your mind that maybe a statue you dug out of a skip or something while you were scavenging for parts, but the totem poles sort of behind you, sort of on either side of you, one here and one here, sort of tickle something in your memory about like cold and weird supernatural stuff to do with cold. And when you turn to look at them, they have a very distinct, like, angry face on the front of the totem pole. And on the other side is like a happy face without frost on it at all. And the angry face has tons of frost on it. And you think that this is a weird situation, but you feel like it's related somehow.
Okay. Don't quite understand what's going on. Do you want to check your card maybe to see if we can get that done, and then we can look around and see what we can find here?
Yeah. I think we'll try to see where it goes. I'm quite keen to check on the campsite as well.
Yeah, I want to have a look see.
Okay, so tell me who does what.
Okay, I'll get my card out again quickly.
Okay, you notice that
checking.
Taking a couple of steps around this area, it doesn't seem to flash more or less in any particular corner. It just seems to be reacting to the whole area.
Okay, it's here.
What is on the card, by the way? What were you looking for?
It's the word night, Knight.
Okay.
Polar bear? Did we just fuck up?
Isn't some kind of a burial ground here or something?
Yeah, maybe we need to dig up. So should we check the? I'll go up and have a look at the campsite.
Oh, also with the Smorgasbord, with your 11, and because you're sort of facing this direction, you notice this altar, and it sort of reminds you a little bit of the other altar that you guys saw with the raven, except it's got a completely different like carving on the outside, but it looks to be roughly the same size and made of stone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to the campsite, Asker? What was your comment, Smorgasbord?
Can I see what the carving is?
Yep, you can go over to it. What do you want to do, Milksteak?
I'm gonna move towards that altar as well.
Okay. Cool. We will deal with that in just a second. Let's deal with the... Actually, there's two people there. Let's deal with the altar first. Okay, so the altar looks to have carvings around the outside edges of it, and the top part of the altar is completely blank, just smooth stone. But the carvings around the outside faces appear to be like a mixture of like icicles and faces with kind of a neutral expression. And the altar itself is strangely not covered in ice or frost or snow of any kind. And it seems like just a series of icicles and faces carved around the outside of it.
I reckon it's the water.
Yeah, it's something gonna be with that.
Maybe instead of like with the feathers, we put like.
I could have carried water in my pot. If you got pots, you carry water and pour water on the altar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check around the campsite, see if I can find a sweet pot of sorts or a container that we can bring some water over to the altar.
Yeah.
So tell me, who's doing what?
I'm looting around the campsite, see what's there, and if I can find any pot-like.
Okay. What you see at the campsite is a series of bedrolls, a couple of like pots and pans and sort of like camping equipment, and two corpses that are definitely corpses now that you're up close. And as you start like rooting around inside the bedrolls, one of the corpses like grabs your ankle and is gonna attack you. Because
Ooh, zombies!
perhaps it's not as corpsey as you initially imagined. And then we'll go descending order. So first to react is Milksteak. You probably don't notice, unless Asker screamed or something, that anything is going wrong over there. Did you?
I did, because a corpse grabbed my arm.
Can you grab your ankle Okay, that's how the scream would sound. What would you do, Milkstick?
I'm gonna rush towards a Asgear. Don't know how far I can go in
I
my
think you
turn
have 30
before I
feet
can
of
dig.
movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can't quite get there. You can get about this far.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna run the maximum distance that I
Okay.
can.
You can get there if you give up your action to do so.
Yeah.
Okay. So you arrive there panting, and now we'll move on to the zombie's turn. The zombie is going to try and nibble on you.
That's fine.
On me,
Well,
or
no, it's going to nibble on Asgard, but with an 8, I think that misses you.
yeah, 14.
Okay, and then its corpsey companion is going to try and do the same thing. Oh, with a 20, I think that hits, right? Okay, so that's going to be 1d6 plus 1. So that's 4 bludgeoning damage.
I'm down to 11 health.
Okay, as it sort of nibbles on you in a forceful way, it sort of creeps you out. And then they sort of make a gurgling noise like...
Do they
next
say?
up...
Do they say brains?
no, they just make that gurgling noise.
Oh shit! Should we amputate Asgear's limbs now?
Well, we'll
We
see.
shan't.
It's Asger's turn now.
Well, oh yeah. Let me actually, because I'm gonna do the earthen grasp again, just because we can take one of them hopefully out of it. But I'm just checking. It only does one person, right?
I think it'll say in the spell's wording.
Choose a 5-foot square unoccupied space. Medium hand can reach within 5 feet for one creature. Okay, well, okay. I'll cast it on whoever successfully nibbled on my arm.
Okay, cool. And they got to do a strength save. It's this one on the north, just for the record. So I'm going to just do their check, which is a strength save against 13. Nothing happened for some reason. Oh, 21. They definitely save. So does that mean they take half damage or nothing happens?
Nothing happens.
Okay, so they managed to wriggle out of it, which is strange because they're also kind of like, they're barely standing up. They're like swaying back and forth. Do you want to do anything else with your turn?
I'm gonna try and get out of there, actually, even though they get to attack me.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and move away, like here-ish.
Okay, so they'll both get an attack of opportunity, so we'll see how that goes. First one is going to be a natural 20, so that hits you for, that's 4 plus 1 is 5 bludgeoning damage. So far, so good. This other one is going to hit you for 15. Does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
Cool. And then this is going to be 5 bludgeoning damage.
Great. I'm at 1 HP.
Holy moly, that was amazing. Okay, so you just feel them like nibbling and clawing on you and going as you like run away successfully. So is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Smorgasbord.
I shout, yield!
Okay.
As I'm running away.
They sort of like look at each other like vacantly and seem to take no action. Smorgasbord's turn.
Fuck me.
That's going to be the name of this episode, by the way. Yield.
Oh dear, I'm gonna have to go and save you guys, aren't I? I'm gonna try.
Classic Smorgasborden.
Classic. The way it's been going this evening, I'm just gonna stumble and stab myself in the face as I approach. So I'm gonna move over and I'm gonna try and I'm gonna moonbeam him again. I like that.
So you've still got the moon. Okay, so you have to cast it again, I think, because you're in a new encounter. So it'll be 5, 10, 15,
That's
20,
fine.
25, 30. Do you want to move beside... Where do you want to go? You can only really get like this far.
How far away can I be?
Put the spell in the chat and I can tell you what the range is.
Display in VTT.
Yeah. Okay, so the range is 120 feet. So yeah, you could technically do it from where you are.
I'll do that.
Is it 5 feet wide or is it shines down in a 5-foot radius?
5 foot radius.
So yeah, that means you can only really get... I'll say you could get both of them technically because they're so close together. So they need to make a Constitution saving throw, right? Let's try that.
Yeah.
Oof. So that's a 18, so they pass, but I'll do it for the other one. Okay, so one passes and one fails. So roll the damage, and then one of them will take half, and then the other one will take regular. Okay, so 5 radiant damage to this one down here. And then the one above will only take 2. Okay, as you see this beam of light shine down and sort of bathe these corpses in this silvery glow, the flesh of one seems to burn much more than the other. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to stay right where I am.
Cool. Next up is Milksteak.
Actually, no, I said that bad. So
What's that?
I'll move halfway, just so next time I can maybe get a bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah, you might need to pick me
So
up in case I fall over and die.
So where are you going to go?
Yeah, so I might. Can I get there?
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Next up is Milksteak.
Okay, I'm gonna shout yield, and I'm gonna turn into a velociraptor.
That's not a thing, bro.
Do you have the stats?
No, it is apparently.
Yeah, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Do you have the stats for Velociraptor?
1 second, I'm trying to get it redirected me to some kind of a guide. Let's see the stats. What is this?
Insane.
You've got 30 feet speed, but what is the attack you're going to do?
If I'm gonna attack, I'm gonna get burned by the moonbeam.
It depends on the wording of the spell, so let's go back and have a read of it. Moonbeam.
But does a creature include us?
Let's have a look.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
realise
it's
that.
just
Think about
it's just a creature of any kind. So yeah, you would get affected by it.
Cool. I'm gonna attack anyway, since I'm gonna perform a multi-attack that does bite and a claw damage. I'm gonna paste it in the chat.
Okay. So
So I'm gonna need to roll.
So yeah, roll 1d20 plus 4. Because you know the code, like the macro for how it works, right?
1d20 plus 4, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Cool. So that's a 20, so that hits. Now you can roll damage, which is 1d6 plus 2. This is the bite that you're describing,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's the first one. Roll 1d6 plus 2.
Nice. And which one are you attacking? Move your...
The very close to me one.
Cool. So that's 4 damage as you bite into it with your like Velociraptor Jurassic Park teeth. Next up, you do 2 claw attacks. So do 1d20 plus 4 again.
That doesn't hit it.
Oh, did you do it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, let me check. They have pretty low armor class, so let's see. That does hit. Okay, so roll damage.
Oh, nice. There's,
so that's
damage.
1d4 plus
1d4
2.
plus 2, yeah. 4 plus 2.
Nice. This thing is starting to look like its rotted flesh is becoming even more rotted. Now roll 1d20 plus 4 again. Nice, you had it ready. That one hits. Roll damage, 1d4 plus 2. Nice, 6. This thing is looking on death's door, even though it's already undead, technically. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, we're just gonna stand my ground.
Okay, you're looking like a ferocious velociraptor. Can you do a velociraptor sound for me?
Not really. I might just shout yield in velociraptor language.
Okay, sweet. Next up is this zombie thing. So the zombie thing is going to try and attack you in a very confused manner. So what's your armor class as a velociraptor? 13, so that hits you.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 1d6 plus 1. So you take 5 damage of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is going to... This thing is going to try and attack you for 22. That hits, so that's 1d6 plus 1. So that's going to be 6 piercing damage. As they sort of like slash wildly and uncoordinatedly at your dinosaur hide. Is that all good?
How much damage I took in total again?
That'd be what appears to
Nine.
be 9. 9, yeah, 9.
Cool. I'm at
Cool.
1 HP.
Next up is Asker. Wow, impressive. Much like
All right.
other people who are on 1 HP, which is Asker.
This guy. I will take my crossbow and try and do a two-shot thing.
Oh, here we go.
Let's see. So do I press it twice, or does it only matter if I hit the first one?
Well, it only matters if you hit the... Actually, yeah, that's a good question.
I guess.
No, even if you miss the first one, you could still theoretically have the arrow turn. Okay, so that hits for 4 piercing damage. I assume you're going for the one on the left?
Yes.
Cool. You hit successfully, ripping through its like flaky skin. Now you roll another attack as it turns right in midair. 14 also hits for 2 piercing damage. And the two piercing damage is just enough to kill the second zombie. How do you want it to perish?
Ooh, I through the eye again. I feel like that was quite satisfying.
Okay. I'll say that the eyeball goes straight through the back of its head and sticks into the rocky surface at the back of this cave system. And you think to yourself, why is that arrow sticking into a rocky surface? That's almost impossible. And you imagine that the Fletcher's arrows must be pretty impressive. Is that the end of your turn?
Yield!
The zombie seems like it doesn't possess the reasoning skills necessary to process that. Next up is Smorgasbord, unless you want to move or do anything.
I mean, are you still casting that moonbeam? Is it concentration bit or?
It is
I think
concentration.
it lasts for like 1 minute.
Yeah. So
You're,
basically,
like,
are you?
actively doing it?
Did you maintain concentration on it? Yeah, you didn't do anything else, right?
No.
So that means they take damage
moved.
again.
Yeah.
Which was 5. So actually, just for fun, you can roll 2d10 because it's a new round. So roll 2d10, which you can do on the left, the second from the bottom little icon in your toolbar. Then you go down to the...
Is that it?
Oh, nice. You did it in that thing. Perfect. 13. Yeah, really nice. This thing's looking on death's door. Like the ghostly flames are starting to erode even more of the body parts. And it just seems to be like a loose collection of limbs at this point.
No, it's still not dead though.
No, not quite.
So, is that my turn, or can I also fire an arrow?
No, it's your action, I think, to because it says in the wording of the spell, while concentrating as an action, you can choose to, I think.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Is engulfed, causing... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. On each of your turns after, you can use an action to move the beam. Use an action to move the beam. Oh no, maybe you can. Sorry, what was that?
No, just reading the same sentence.
No, I think you can attack separately because it doesn't say anything here about, as long as you're concentrating on it, you can use a non-concentration spell and this will just be going in the background.
Cool. So I'm going to fire an arrow.
Go for it.
Oh no, please don't. He might hit me.
No, you quite probably will.
Your party has great confidence in you. Nice, you hit. And this
There
thing...
we go.
He's got his eye in.
This thing could not be closer to death.
As in, he has 1 HP as well.
Well, you don't know, do you? But yeah, the arrow strikes straight through where his jugular would be if he was alive, but he's a zombie. So it's just kind of like an accordion of dried flesh.
Flap of skin.
Nice. So
Cool.
is that the end of your turn? Do you want to move, or are we going to move on to Milkstick?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Finish it.
leave. I'm gonna leave my Velociraptor shape and gonna cast an ice knife into his face.
Go for it.
Don't know if it's pasting it or not.
Let's see. Okay, so it needs to make a saving throw. Oh no. Okay, so 18 hits, and I think the saving throw is for creatures around it, but because there's no creatures around it, it doesn't matter. So that hits, doing 6 piercing. Yeah, this thing's dead. How do you want it to be conquered?
Through one ear coming out from another ear.
It looks like that, like practical joke about the arrow that people wear as a headband, and then this just goes through other side, and then it sort of collapses to the ground. Nice work, guys. All right, so
Nice.
the cold
Good
wind
job.
settles. Sorry, what was that?
That was a good job.
Nice work, guys. What would you like to do now?
Well, I'm
Okay,
gonna
I think
see.
we should take a pot.
I want to patch myself up a bit.
Yeah, maybe you should take a rest. There is a camp there, so let's push the zombies into the water and just have a rest.
If I'm pushing into the water, I'm just worried that water is weird. Let's not push into the water in case
Yeah,
they
it might
come
revive
back
it.
alive or something dumb. Right? But
Yeah.
let's plonk them away from us. Yeah, I agree with that. Remove the body so the zombies.
Can we remove the heads just in case?
Yeah,
let's do
sure.
that.
With a sword, you can quickly. I mean, they're already in pieces as it is.
Yeah, let's chop them up.
Yeah,
And,
just in case.
just in case.
Right in your inventory, assorted zombie pieces.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. You're probably gonna like push it into a corner. So, what would you like to do now?
What should we do with zombie bites? Because I don't feel like I can sleep next to Asgeir.
It's not how it works in D&D yet, right? Zombies.
You can
it's not-
make a medicine check. Whoever wants to examine Asger's wounds.
I will also reserve the right
I
for my
don't-
own second opinion on this.
I don't trust you.
Okay, 19.
Oh, 19, okay.
Smorgasbord is just trusting the assessment of the rest of his party, or he hasn't figured out how to do a medicine check yet.
Okay.
There you go. Oh, natural
Oh, wow.
20. Okay, so
Wow.
Smorgasborden goes up to Asger's wounds, examines them, and quickly concludes that they look like standard wounds. I
damn
mean, although the person is undead, it doesn't look like the undeadness was caused by some sort of disease. It just looks like your standard run of the mill undeadness.
Magical. And,
There you go.
or religious, I suppose. All right. Well, I'm gonna hang back and chill while those guys can try and figure out the riddle of the water and stuff. So I'm gonna cook.
I think I've got the most HP, so I can go to the water.
I'm at full
I'll go
HP
get a
as well.
You do?
Yeah, because when you shapeshift, like all the damage that you take when you revert back, you back to your previous normal one. So.
Pretty cool.
Okay, so you go up to the pool of water and do what? You want me to tell you in more detail what you see?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so
we've got a pot. We first go and get a pot from the campsite.
you're really hoarding pots at this point, aren't you?
Can I just
I've
ask?
got no pots in the house.
While they're doing that, can I have a short rest? So I heal up while they do it?
Yeah,
Alright,
totally,
because-
totally.
I'll just do some short rest rolls. If you wonder what's going on, I'll just be rolling.
Cool. You retrieve a cooking pot that seems, aside from being a bit frosty, mostly undamaged.
Okay. Now we go to the water.
Okay. And is Milksteak joining you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you guys see is the water is moving and seemingly unaffected by the cold, except all around the edge of this sort of spring are tendrils like icicles and strands of ice like coating the ground, but not the water itself.
Is the water warm? It's like something unusual about it, apart from being magical well.
Do you touch it?
Yes, I'll put my hand in it.
Yeah, it feels kind
a whole hand.
It feels like a neutral room temperature. It doesn't feel cold.
Let's grab a bucket. Grab a bucket full.
You could grab a pot, Phil.
A pot full.
Sure. In whatever vessel, I'll assume you have a drinking bottle or a canteen. You have a bottle of this water. Okay. And what happens? What happens then?
I'm gonna pour it over the altar.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch from the distance.
Okay. As you pour the water over the altar, you hear like a trickling noise behind you, and you notice that in the spring that you just came from, a figure rises out of the surface. It appears to be an armored figure clad all in black armor, and you get the sense that this might be the knight standing before you. And that is where we will end the session, because it's just too narratively delicious.